If you're selling a home this spring, do you still need to pay for the buyer agent's commission? Well, as a home seller, the answer is absolutely not. However, it may be in your best interest to do so. Why is that? Well, let's consider the circumstances. If you're a home buyer and you're buying a home in 2025, we still are in an undersupplied market, and of course there's been a ton of appreciation over the last few years, and so buying a home is very expensive, and with higher interest rates, affordability has been impacted. So as a buyer, you're approaching the market, you've got to be saving up for a larger down payment, one, because homes have gotten more expensive, and two, because you need to borrow less money in order to afford to own it. And you've got closing costs for your loan, and potentially now, you also have to pay the very large expense of compensating your buyer's agent to represent you in the transaction. That's a lot. Now, why do you care as the seller what the buyer's expenses are? This is why. Because affordability has been impacted adversely so much over the last few years, every dollar counts to a buyer, and the more money they can put towards their down payment, the more affordable it is for them to own it, the more they can stretch their dollar, the more they can afford to pay for your home. So said another way, if you're able to pay the buyer agent's compensation on behalf of the buyer, they're able to stretch a little bit more on that sales price. So how do you do this in a way that wins? The thing is that buyer agent's compensation, that commission, can kind of be folded into an increased sales price. So really the buyer is still paying for it. They're just financing the payment of that commission over time through their mortgage. You ultimately net the same amount of money. So by being open to the idea of paying for the buyer agent's compensation, you have the opportunity to maximize the sales price, and what ultimately matters the most is your net proceeds. If you're curious about how this works, please reach out to us. It's still a little misunderstood since the changes last year, and we would be more than happy to explain to you how it works specifically for your home sale this spring.